Happy Saturday, pin friends. I'm going to recap all of the pins that released this week involving Disney. Per usual, I will really only cover like Disney manufactured pins. I will not really be covering licensed retailers just because there's so many of them now. I can't keep track. I'm barely keeping track of the Disney manufactured ones. Let's get started with shared releases. This is a little weird because it was a very light week for pins. Not a lot came out. So we had these two Pluto pins that came out in both Disneyland and Disney World, celebrating Pluto's 95th birthday. So if you're a Pluto collector, go ahead and pick these up. A lot of the pins I'm going to be talking about in this episode are upcoming releases. Like I said, it was very slow in terms of pins that were released in the parks, but we did get a lot of information on upcoming pins. So that brings me to this next collection that is a Alex Maher Disney Artist Collection. They've been doing that for the 25th, where you can like actually meet the artists that are designing the pins. And if you live in Florida and near the park, you can go to Epcot. So the specific day will be August 19th, and the artist can sign some for you. So 3 of these pins will be released in both Disneyland and Disney World. There's a classic Mickey train, a Goofy train, and a Minnie Mouse train. And then there will be a Walt Disney World exclusive that's Mickey, Minnie, and Friends Jumbo. And then there'll be a Disneyland exclusive that's Goofy and Donald Water Tower. So they're all LE. The one in Disney World will be an LE of 750. Disneyland LE of 1000, and then the shared will be 2000. So look out for those if you're a transportation collector or you just want to meet the artist. Up next, we have some of the Halloween pieces that came out. Like I said, super light. So let's just go through because we got flyers for upcoming Halloween stuff. And also some of these released on Shop Disney. So this entire first row, I want to say minus Stitch, came out on Shop Disney this past Tuesday. They sold out pretty fast, but I would just caution people to not purchase right away from a reseller because they are open edition. I imagine that they will be available all through Halloween, and they might hit up, Character Warehouse after the Halloween season. So there's just my little PSA. It says open edition. Don't rush out to get it. Please be patient and the prices will come down. But we have a Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Stitch pin. We also have Donald and Daisy. They come on one card. And then we have a Mickey Mouse pumpkin and a light up Mickey Mouse pumpkin wreath. I'm pretty sure the ones I just named, all of them are already released except for Stitch online. And then I like these Halloween pins because they have like a fun autumnal green backer card. And then upcoming, we're gonna get a Darth Vader candy bucket, the Muppets crew, Winnie the Pooh 4 pins on a card, and then a Pumpkin Pals mystery set featuring some fun animals popping out of pumpkins. So be on the lookout over the next couple months for these as you're in either Disneyland California or Disney World Florida. We also, a part of the Halloween release, have some limited edition and limited release. So for limited edition, we have these 4 pins. They're an LE of 5000. There's Cruella, Ursula, Jafar, and Hades. There's also a 5 villain box set, which feature the 4 villains I was talking about before, plus Maleficent. This will be an LE of 2000, the Maleficent Chaser box. And then on Disney Store, don't know why they're doing this, but we're getting an LE of 700, which is a Chernabog mini jumbo completer. So if you're a villains collector, look out for these. If you're trying to get the one on Shop Disney, I wish you the best of luck. We're also getting limited release following, or I guess themed to Hocus Pocus. So we have a countdown until Christmas. This is a limited release. It features the Sanderson sisters reading out of their book. We also just have a boutique Sanderson sisters pin and then a 10 pin mystery set featuring not only the Sanderson sisters but some people and some characters from the movie. So there we go for all the Hocus Pocus collectors. We have something that was released at Shop Disney this past Tuesday. So like I said, some of the open edition pins were released on Shop Disney this Tuesday. This was also released. It is a 9 pin set Haunted Mansion puzzle. There's probably 2 pins per box. So these will be coming to the park, I believe. So you don't have to rush out and try to scramble and do a whole lot of trading. Give it a second, see if it comes out in the park. I don't know if these are going to just be a long-term box set or just something for the Halloween season, but for the Haunted Mansion people, we have this set to complete. Not a lot came out, like I said, this week, but we did get new open edition Cosmic Rewind pins down in Florida. I say we because I love Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and I was asking for more Cosmic Rewind pins, and I don't know who was listening, but they did because we have 4. So these 2 right here feature a lot of the more characters, ride vehicles, all that stuff. But the next 2 that I'm going to show you, these 2 right here, these are the 2 that I'm going to try to grab. They feature the ride vehicle and the villain, and it's just super fun. And I think that they're great, and I collect attractions. And I was wowed by Guardians of the Galaxy when I went on it last year. By far, like a great investment for Disney, if you say so myself. I know I'm late. I'm like 3 years late after this ride opened, but I had a great time. It was like my favorite thing I did on the trip. So I'm going to try to find these. But again, I'm pretty sure these are open editions. So if you don't see them now, they will be restocked. Hopefully, because I want to get my hands on a couple. International parks. I'm trying to get better at sourcing international parks and where they're coming out. This week I found one Zootopia set. There's a 12-pin set coming out. Looks very cute, very Zootopia. I'm guessing Zootopia pins are going to become more popular with Zootopia 2 coming out, but what do I know? Don't listen to my pin predictions. I'm not an expert. And then Tokyo came out with a couple more pins. We have For the Summer Cool Off a pin, and then Ready for Takeoff, Where Dreams Touch the Sky, July 2025. So, I don't know. If you hear about any other pins that are released, let me know. Cast exclusives. So these 2 pins are available for Disneyland cast members to purchase. They're celebrating Disneyland Resort's 70th anniversary. So if you're a cast member, go ahead and get them, and it'll be fun, and you can like commemorate working during the 70th. We have some DSSH exclusives. So Disney Studio Store Hollywood had this online pin release that's exclusive to California people, and it's for the new Fantastic Four movie. So Marvel collectors, this is just like a great week for us, I guess. We have a marquee, a group, a montage, and then this Herbie pin. I'm very excited for the marquee. No one really cares about Marvel pins that much in the pin world, so I'm gonna give it like a month or 2, and then I'm gonna try to trade for the marquee, because like I said, Marvel's just not the most popular. So if you're like me and you really like Marvel, a lot of people are going to try to like get rid of the Marvel pins they do get. I don't anticipate this being like the craziest DSSH release. So there you go. We have monthly release calendars. Came out recently for Paris, Disneyland, and Disney World. So I thought I could go over them now since it was light pin news this week. So up first, we're looking at Disneyland Paris. On the 2nd, we have an Olaf and then Chippendale fruit. And there's also a Chernabog villain. No, not Chernabog, Hades. Villains Hades versus Hercules. LEF 700. On the 9th, there will be a open release for Encanto characters. The 16th, we have Donald Duck, Scrooge, the twins, family, all of that. There will also be an LEF 700 for Olaf and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and that looks like it's an event exclusive something pin. Event exclusive pin. On the 23rd, we have Abu, Nala, Raja, and Simba. These little cute baby eyes, baby cutie pins that are released. There's another event, or like, I guess, limited release. There's like a queue system in Paris for their limited releases, I believe. So there's like a limited release for Tiana, Naveen as frogs. And then on the 30th, we have Winnie the Pooh. We have one with flowers, one in a raincoat, and then one with like a royal king style. So those are upcoming Paris releases. All very cute, as Paris pins usually are. At Disneyland, we have a couple of pins upcoming. So the Windows of Attraction this month will be Big Thunder. That's an LEF 2500. Winnie the Pooh monthly set that's gone crazy wild this year will be Pooh and Kanga. The 25th medal this month, LEF 4000 with Stitch. Another LEF 4000 is the Inkwells of Evil. This month is Captain Hook. Happily Ever After, Lady and the Tramp, LEF 2400 that'll release in both parks and on Disney Store. The Parade series for just commemorating Disneyland parades, 5 out of 15. It is Aladdin's Royal Caravan. There is a release that is Nightmare Before Christmas. That is a 9 mystery set, and that's limited release. And then between both coasts, there's an Ellie 4000 Haunted Mansion Hatbox Ghost that's exclusive to either Magic Key or what are they called? Is it Annual Pass in Florida? The season pass holders. Not to out myself as like a Six Flags girly, but I say season pass. So the season pass holders on both coasts. And we also have an Elliot 5000 for Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit. We are gearing up for Oogie Boogie Bash. That starts in August, I want to say. So we have a couple of limited release pins, one available just for Magic Keys, one that's just a general Oogie Boogie Bash 2025, and then an Elliot 5000 is the Oogie Boogie Bash Frog's Breath. And then probably my favorite release of the month, because I know you all were curious what I was very interested in getting, is the Disneyland Opening Day Attraction Posters release 2 of 3. We have the Main Street Cinema Mad Tea Party, the main entrance, Mark Twain Steamboat, and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I collect attractions, so of course I'm interested in these pins. They're all in limited edition of 4,000. I want to say that's like the first release didn't fly off the shelves. I don't want to say too much, because the last time I said no one was going to collect anything was the Happily Ever After and the Winnie the Pooh and the Dining with Disney. In my beginning of the year prediction for pins, I'm like, I'm going to be the only one collecting those 3 sets. And they're 3 of the popular sets this year. So I don't want to say that no one's going for the opening day attraction posters, but I like them. So you all should not go for them so I can buy them at cost. Okay, thank you. Over at Disney World, the Dining with Disney will be Beaches and Cream. Goofy's on there. Beaches and Cream was very popular ice cream shop. I think they serve regular food. They have something where they have like 30 scoops of ice cream, like 12 cans of whipped cream. It's a lot. It's a lot. But for the Beaches and Creams fans, you can get a pin. There's a Fairy Tale Moments. 2 of them are releasing. One will be at Disney World, and it is featuring the 3 Caballeros, which I don't think I ever pronounced that correctly, but we will move on. Charming Carousel this month will be Jungle Cruise. And then we have the Inkwells of Evil with Captain Hook. So all the ones that I mentioned were LE of a certain amount. And then we have a limited release, again, of the Pooh and Kanga. Another, the Stitch Metal, and the Happily Ever After that I talked about before will also be released in Disney World. And then a Disney Store exclusive, and then maybe also available in Disney World. Maybe because that's why they put it on this poster. I don't know. We're getting another Fairy Tale Moments, where we're getting Fairy Tale Moments, I want to say every month, and then every quarter there's like a chaser that's released online. So I want to say it was like Pooh was the last one that released online, and now we have one for Peter Pan. And then very similar to California, Florida's also getting the Haunted Mansion Hatbox Ghost and the Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit. Also, we are starting up International Food and Wine, which is wild that it starts earlier and earlier every year, but there's going to be some International Food and Wine pins. We have a couple that are just for pass holders. You're going to see a lot of Figment and Remy. They're very big. Remy, because he's a rat and he cooks. Figment is kind of the face of Epcot, so he's in a lot of it. We're doing Muppets Labs again this year. And then just a general Food and Wine 2025. We have a 4 pins on a card. And then for the box set, not a great picture, but there are 10 total featuring the following characters: Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, Donald, Goofy, Remy, Figment, Pluto, Stitch. And then for the 10th pin, it is both Chip and Dale on the same pin. It's a mystery box set where there'll be 2 pins per box. If it's anything like it was last year, not to scare anyone away, but these are probably going to sell out super fast. So if you're going in like November, good luck. You might have better chance trading with people over by... Did they move they move over to like Club Cool. I think that's where the traders are now. But these like limited release probably won't last the entire duration through the end of November for Food and Wine. But these are kind of cute. They're fine. They're Food and Wine mystery sets. Okay, that is everything. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Slower number of pins released in the parks, but a lot of upcoming news. So that's always great to hear and learn. And so we now all have stuff to look forward to for the next few weeks in Disney. Thank you all so much for watching. I talk about a lot of Disney pin content, so maybe subscribe if that's your thing. And yeah, maybe give the video a thumbs up or not. You can do whatever you want to do. Bye.